We're back. It's session 2 of our Unsinkable playthrough. Last week, we recorded session 1 where we met Fenton, loyal servant to Sir Gwenton, and they were going on a cruise aboard the Ancient Mariner, which is a kind of a clapped-out. Hi, Caroline. Clapped-out luxury ex-warship, now kind of a slightly illicit, slightly illicit cruise ship. And you kind of explored it on the first night. Fenton got talking to some socialist union people, a kind of a kindred spirit or a fellow traveller who's shared a similar stage of life, tried to talk you into becoming a communist.
We sort of bonded over being a bit world weary, I think, but also there was a kind of respect for the fact that I wasn't going to sign up at this stage in my life, and I think that, but I wasn't dismissive and argumentative back.
No, and he was respectful of your toil, I think, and didn't patronise you with sympathy. I think you met the barman who was giving out shots.
Yeah, I liked him. The elf behind the bar.
The elf behind the bar.
His surfer elf or something.
Yes.
He was definitely a mixologist.
With
mixology.
Caused Sir Quentin some pause because he couldn't believe an elf would deign to serve behind a bar.
It's a noble race.
And also you met Juice Tolstoy, the steward of the ship, who was given off. He called himself the ship dad, didn't he?
He did.
And
Canadian, I think.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I'm saying that's a debut for the Canadian accent.
I was shooting for it. I don't know how big we are in Canada. Probably about the same size as we are everywhere else. Although I suspect we might have gotten smaller.
Is this how we're targeting markets? Or are we just going to start doing different
bad accents
from different countries? Because that could really backfire.
How many different countries can we offend with our accents? Would be, yeah.
Ooh, how good you're Saudi? It's a big market, guys.
It is. It was. And what else? Yes, you also... Sir Gwenton didn't see it, but he fell asleep, didn't he? And he had a dream of...
He went to bed. He fell asleep twice.
No, I nodded off by the... Yeah. You put me down in a chair and went to the bar, and I nodded off.
You nodded off.
I had strange, terrible dreams.
Yeah, you did. I forgot about
you dreamt about the first time you took a life.
Yeah. I did.
And you didn't see afterwards that someone who looks very like that person is on board the ship and giving you evils, and you did not notice. So that was an interesting bit to be kind of unpicked. And then you went to bed, and Fenton seems to be a little light-fingered. He took a book from Sir Gwenton's room, and when you woke up the next day, the kind of old Marxist was missing, and his companions were giving poor Juice a hard time over what had happened to their companion. And I think that's where we left it.
No. We just found out it was the next morning, and we just discovered that the old boy that I'd been talking to the night before was dead, missing.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
It is, yes.
Is that not like almost word for word what you just said?
Sorry, I got really distracted by my wife. She kept coming in and rummaging around.
Why is she dressed like a clown? Why is she juggling in the background?
It is just...
Are they fish that she's juggling as well?
She is juggling fish.
That's crazy. She's really good at it.
Yeah, she calls herself the Codfather and provides entertainment at children's parties, but then gets banned because it's rather unseemly.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. The room stinks right now, but luckily that doesn't transmit into an auditory medium.
No, thank God. Nothing could interrupt our auditory medium. So I think that's where we're at. Unless anyone would like to repeat what I just said again.
I could ask my wife if she heard it.
Could I repeat what you've just said again? Or like...
At least I didn't claim that I came up with it this time. I merely repeated it.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
It was a really good character idea. I like it so much.
Thank you. So this is an actual play. This is an actual play podcast without any preamble. Just like to say at the start.
No,
that's how I think of it.
Yeah,
why are we doing all this preamble?
Our to the point nature of our performance, without any commenting on said performance or deviation from that performance, is what separates us from the run-of-the-mill D&D podcast.
Number one in Denmark.
Yeah, that's why we are the number one of one podcasts in Denmark.
and one small village, population of one in Denmark.
There's a lighthouse where we are number one D&D.
You know what? I would fucking take that. That would be like...
that would be immense. D&D in a castle. Fuck that God. Shit. We need to be like D&D in a lighthouse.
If you are a Danish lighthouse keeper, like, just... reach.
Okay.
That's a con I would go to. Is the limited number of
Light
people.
con or house con or lighthouse con or Danish.
Lighthouse con.
All right.
That's the pitch. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Unsinkable would be the perfect adventure to play
yeah, it actually
at
would.
Lighthouse Con as well.
Or on an actual boat as well. We could do that.
Yeah. I feel like playing it on a boat would be dangerous. You would be kind of asking fate to sink your boat.
No, my dice! Told you to bring the tray. Third set you've rolled overboard.
And if an albatross appeared, everyone would,
kill it.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
You wake up the next day. We covered the wake up bit. You came down to breakfast. Why don't you make some perception checks? There you go. And I'll give you some information. Or not, based on how well you roll.
Oh my God.
Okie dokie. Perception, you say?
14.
Fenton, 14.
And what I'm looking for is I want to read on everybody else. I know these guys that were in the group with the old man who's gone missing, but what I'm really scanning for right now is whether, because you said last time when I looked at everybody else that they seemed like they were unsettling a bit in their behavior. Like they were so jaded and weary.
Yes.
It's that when we got the party sort of started and whipped up, that they couldn't really fully feel it. And so I think now I'm intrigued by that versus this piece of intelligence that the guy's gone missing.
Sorry to interject. I rolled a 4 with -1, so I rolled a 3. So I'll be sitting in my chair.
Are you actually? Have you woken up? Are you awake?
I don't think I'm a morning dragonborn, to be honest.
Fenton, the other passengers of the ship they are watching this carefully, furtively, but not openly. You get the sense this is not a new event, that this has perhaps happened before. They are trying to get their breakfast eaten and back in their rooms or back to the safety of wherever they think is safe for now. That they're not interested really in this except trying to avoid getting involved. And you get the sense that this has happened before. It's not new to them. You also notice that the mildew and mold that seems to have infected the furnishings of this ship is spreading. It's noticeably further along than it was yesterday, even. It's you kind of look at it and you're like, I swear there was like, where one curtain had it, now both do. Where it was at the edges of the carpet, now it's spread out across the middle.
The guy I'm talking to is one of this kind of union, right? But one of the younger guys. Yeah. And I think Fenton sort of goes, I would like to help if I can. I have made a life of helping. And there are many ways in which I may be of assistance. One is that I may myself be able to, with the help of my noble employer, we may be able to find some information out from a different perspective. And also, I may be able to help you in your own endeavours. And I'd like to cast guidance on him. Okay. So I'm giving him... And the way I sort of see that as working would be a bit like suddenly getting a shot of coffee, or like suddenly getting a bit... So you see things more clearly, or you notice things you wouldn't previously notice, or you feel more rejuvenated, so you could do something athletic that you wouldn't normally be able to do. And so I take his hand as I say it, and I just give him a little bit of a boost.
I think
I give him like a little Mason's handshake where I wiggle my finger on the inside of his hand.
Do a thumb war, getting a thumb war with him.
Rock, paper, scissors, hammer, sickle, and he kind of goes, yes, thank you, solidarity, brother. What we need to do is organize. That is always our credo. This is what Brother Maxim would have wanted. Organize. And he says, brothers, we must search this ship top to bottom. Let's organize a party. You, sir, would you like to join the search for Brother Maxim?
Well, I would, but I would like to operate.
Excellent.
In my own way. I will not be joining you in your search, but I will run my own one, and maybe we can reconvene and share what it is we find out.
Sir, of course, as long as you jump on the railroad that the DM has set out for you, everything will be fine.
I'm sorry. You've obviously never played with me before.
Oh no, I have.
I think at this point, I look over my shoulder and see that Sir Gwenton is pouring almost like an endless stream of milk into a bowl that is spilling. And I'm like, because you're in your own little world, aren't you, over there?
He's like putting money in his coffee, but he's like missed the cup by like.
I know. I must see to my master. And I think I go over, and I think I would really love a cantrip, a homebrew cantrip called cleaning, rather than mending. But I think I go over and try and tidy things up. And maybe I notice as I do that, things like you said, that there's more scratches in the table, that there's a chip in the mug, that there is, a burn mark in the carpet, like that. I'm picking up more and more on the tired nature of this place. And I'm trying with my cantrips of mending to try but in a weird way, I've now created this strangely luxurious space where everything is mended, which is at complete odds with everything around it, you know.
It's a bit like when your parents go away and leave you in the house on your own for the first time, and you have a party for the first time, but you do too good a job of cleaning the house afterwards, so that when they come back, you're found out.
You would only clean that much if you'd fucked up, you know.
Yeah. My mother said, what happened to the stain on the floor? And I said, there's no stain on the floor. What are you talking about? She goes, I know. There was a stain when we left. So, yeah, you do that. And you know, when you come back, if you come back in a while, that mold will have regrown over that area. But for now, you look like you've got a first-class berth in this restaurant. What are you guys having for breakfast, can I ask?
Fenton, where are my eggs ready? Yes, I'm rather peckish. Well, who's that young chap you were chatting to while I was
he's a
pour
member
my own coffee, by the way?
He was a member of the crew. And that is right there is what we're going to have to talk about, because it seems...
I've got all morning. Let's begin.
Seems like adventure may have found us.
Fenton, for this defecation, one feels too aged. I'm too old for this shit.
Oh, very good, sir. Oh, very good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yes, I never explain my jokes. My jokes are really... All right. Look, I can't say I'm not missing it already, but the primary, if I may, Fenton, the primary... I don't know. Maybe the memoirs do need a good postscript. I suppose maybe the last chapter is not exactly the final stanza of the song we wish to sing, is it?
The way I was thinking of it, sir, is that, you know, if adventure is something that you must do even in the twilight of our lives.
Indeed.
Then it shows that the heroism that you have lived by is not a circumstance that you discovered, but the very nature of you, sir. That, like, the ability to quest and do great deeds is as natural to you as your scales.
So cornflakes then, yeah?
I was just going to say.
I think they're called dragon scales. I think they're called dragon scales, but it's like, yeah.
I will say that whatever this cereal is, they're great. But I was also like my eggs that I referred to 2 minutes ago. This coffee's a little cold and a little bit of fire breath on it.
Yeah. I think
so. Okay, well, you know, you make a very compelling point. So we have lived a life of adventure, and it's not for us to turn our backs when duty calls, and this is the part of the burden of the great heroes of myth and legend. But first, my flakes and my eggs, please, Fenton.
So I go off to the bar. I imagine that you eat like a slightly ridiculous number of eggs. Like, that's how I kind of envisage it. That there's still a part of you that's still, you know like the way that, like, rugby players and things like that, they eat like a crazy amount of protein, don't they? So I was just sort of imagining you in the morning, like, that you've got like a whole... I come back with a large egg box full of boiled eggs and like another egg box stacked on top of it. And I set it down on the table. And you just start eating boiled egg after boiled egg shell and all. You know, I think it just all goes in, you know. And
I think the kind of socialists in the corner are organising the search parties, and they're divvying out the portions of the ship and the guy you were talking to earlier looks over at you bringing the eggs, and he's like, so sad. Look at him running around like Sullivan. So sad. You're kind of like, oh, excuse me. He goes with the egg.
For context, what is Egg-bound. Like, what is egg-bound? I've heard the phrase egg-bound. If you eat loads of eggs, do you become egg-bound? And if so, what is it? Because I will...
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
No, is egg-bound not a thing? Is egg-bound not a thing?
Never heard of it.
Well,
I'm going to have to Google it. Now you've said
Googling
it.
No, you
Google it
continue.
later.
Egg-bound.
Oh, I think it's when it says here it's when a chicken has an egg within it that it can't pass. It's like constipation of egg.
Okay, well, there you go. I become egg-bound. Glad we sorted that out.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I will, actually, because I like rolling dice. That is a 17 plus 7 for a 24.
You pass 2 eggs.
I passed the eggs. I am not egg-bound anymore. I am ready for adventure. Adventure calls.
I think they fly across the cabin like those ping pongs in exotic,
I think someone like throws me a silver, like just tips me for the show.
I
knew it was this kind of cruise. Like,
you nearly clean out poor Juice Tolstoy. He's like serving it.
Smash a glass.
Oh, hey now, careful there. Okay.
I'm ready, Fenton.
Okay,
hey, sir, we can play hard-boiled detectives.
Oh, I see. That's very good. I don't mean that at all. That's dreadful. There will be shuffleboard later, though. No,
don't worry, sir. There will be time.
Bull is
a boat, yeah.
I think I was hoping
to go through the
deck games that we could participate in.
Is shuffleboard not a deck game?
I mean, it may be.
I'm just. I'll be right back. I'm just going to look it up in this book here.
Anyway, I believe there's a narrator wants to come in at this point.
I'm sorry, Fenton. Are you quite all right? Are you egg-bound?
A piano falls from the sky, and no, that doesn't happen. You agree to join the search party, looking for your Marxist friend, and you agree to search some of the passenger cabins that are clearly empty. Maybe he had too much to drink, fell asleep, or locked himself in. One of those. And your kind of communist friend says to you, we will see if we can check engine room, other decks, but if you can look over some of the passenger cabins, that would be most comradely of you.
Again, I think with my kind of, I'm noble, aren't I? So I think kind of people would like be quite, because like searching people's cabins is quite an intimate thing. But I've got my there it is, position of privilege. I think I would just kind of use my noble aura, and I'm terribly sorry, this is very important adventure at business, so maybe look in your cabinet, please, to whoever and whomever we meet.
So you kind of start on the deck closest to your room, because that's, it's been a long day and you need to be close to your bed if you need to lie down. And you begin kind of knocking on doors, finding them empty, going in, and roll a D3 or a D6 and half the thing. Let's see which room you end up with.
4 for a 2.
2. That is this room. Okay, so you open up one of the cabins and you step inside. The door closes behind you, and seated on a wooden stool is a soldier wearing a very simple uniform, perhaps a uniform that you guys may have worn at some time. So, and in one hand he holds a small mirror, and in the other a shaving brush. He's lathering up for a shave as he does. He's human. And at his feet there's a small dog, and he's whistling a tune, a mournful one, a song for the fallen, perhaps. And that's what he's doing. That's what's happening. What would you like to do?
I think he's a soldier, so I think I'd like to address him in a kind of soldierly way. But, soldier, your attention, please, sir.
and he turns to look at you. He goes, all right, me old China, how's it going? It's you. It is. It is you. How are you? You made it back all right then?
I made it back just fine. Tip top, sir. Tip top. I'm sorry, Fenton.
That was a rum old do, wasn't it? And he turns around and kind of keeps shaving.
Got my ear trumpet and I've aimed it at Fenton, do we?
Not there. I'm checking a different one.
I'm so sorry, Fenton. I thought you were meant to be by my side at all times. And
sorry, mate.
Apologies. I'm look, soldier.
All right, mate.
I'm quite well. Would you mind if there's a missing chap we're trying to locate? You haven't seen anyone?
Missing chaps all over, Sunshine. It's a war. What are you talking about? There's people missing every day. I'm just glad you're back.
Yes. This is a war, isn't it? It's always a bloody war.
You're all right. That's important.
Yes.
Still here.
Are you all right?
Yeah, well, ups and downs, but we'll get there, won't we? You and me.
Did you make
together?
it out? Did you make it out?
Of course I did.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Didn't I?
Did I? I don't quite know. I'm sorry, sir. It was the war, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you want the last of the potatoes? I left you some in the pot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Where's Smiggins? Smiggins with you?
No. Smiggins, he's gone out now. He's gone out on patrol. He's just left. He'll be back later, though.
All right. Yes. Just tell the boys to just keep their heads down there, okay? We've experienced great losses, and I don't.
And he salutes. Yes, sir. Always.
The mess looks in ship shape.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
I am.
Now, just be careful.
Yes, sir.
In dealing with dark matters of the heart, it's always good to sing a happy song.
Yes, it's quite right, sir. I'm so sorry. What was your name, soldier?
And he just fades away.
Make a sanity check.
And the room is empty. And the room is an empty, clean, neat cabin. There's nothing in there.
I think I'd like to. He was shaving. I assume he was looking in a mirror. I'd just like to walk over to that mirror. Look at myself. What do I see? Do I just see my reflection?
Make an insight check. Let's see what happens.
Oh shit! Insight, is it?
Yeah.
That is a 4 - 1 for 3.
You see your old, gnarled face reflected back at you.
Spent a little bit of time just kind of staring at my own reflection and kind of tracking the. I don't know. It's a Dragonmon, isn't it? So you get cracks more than lines, I suppose. It's just kind of. I think
discoloration of scale as well.
I think I'm in the middle of narration. Yeah. I think discoloration of scales and again my roomy eyes, and I just kind of stare, and I think maybe
I tell you what,
I hear the battle maybe.
Yeah. And with your insight check, you tell me whether it's a kind of this is a success or a failure. Like, do you see the young person you were still in there, or do you fail to remember that person? Like that's what
I,
this insight check is going to decide for you.
it's not that I fail to remember that person. It's that I don't know if the person I'm remembering was ever real.
Yeah.
I'm not. I see him, but I don't recognize him at all. I'm a little. It's quite unpleasant and quite disorientating.
And I think what that failure tells me is that this has happened to you before.
Yeah.
So, like, if this is an enchantment of the ship, for example, you fail to recognize it as such because this kind of thing has happened to you before.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I'd just like to sit down on the foot of the bed for a while, just rest up.
Okay.
Jump cut.
Jump cut. Fenton, you went into a different room.
Yes, I am. I think I'm on the opposite side. So I'm looking at the lovely map of the ship where the quarters are, and they're either along one side or the other of the ship. So I think as he's working his way very slowly down one side, I'm trying to more efficiently move through the ones on the other.
Okay.
But I have a bit of a ploy while I'm looking at them, but I'm going to wait and see what happens when I look in.
Okay. Let me give you what you see. And you hear music. When you stepped into the room? Have you entered the room?
I almost want to look in ones first that seem to have nobody in.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm going to find this guy in there. So what I'm looking for is clues, right?
Yes, clues. Okay, so make some investigation checks then. Make an investigation check.
That is 24.
In one room in particular, you find it's disturbed, but a lot of the rooms are. But this one, the piles of disturbance are recent. There's no dust or cobwebs on the broken bits of furniture. And you find a pamphlet very similar to the one that you were given by Brother Maxim the night before, and signs of a struggle. And kind of like, God, not to put too fine a point on this, like almost a sense of someone being dragged out of this room, evidence that has happened.
Maybe I find something in the floorboards of the deck outside the cabin. Do you see what I mean? That was sort of almost dropped into it.
Like his union membership, like wedged in the so yeah, you find something like that.
Do I find anything identifiable within it that would make me believe this was, because this is passenger cabin, but would I find any identifiable things of who that cabin would have belonged to?
Yeah, well, let's make some rolls here. Like I said, you find some pamphlets in there that you recognise as Brother Maxim's, or similar to the ones he gave you. So maybe he was sleeping here, or maybe he was keeping his pamphlets, storing them here because that's what he would do.
If it was an empty cabin, then it might have been
maybe. So no, I'm not sensing that anyone in particular is there, but you know, his union card is wedged in the floorboards. There's a pamphlet there. There's a trail leading kind of further down the corridor. So maybe, you know, that's probably all you're going to get.
Okay. I think I'd like to take a couple of the pamphlets as spares. And I'd like to, just because my memory isn't quite what it used to be, I'd like to mark the wood above the door or in some way, or the floorboard, so that I've marked that cabin.
Yeah.
Should I need to remember later on that's where something happened.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to have a look at the ones sort of around it, either side of it, to because if there was a scuffle in there, then I'd be thinking, right, well then now I'm interested in if the one either side has a person in it. So if one of the ones adjacent to it has music coming out of it, then I knock on that door.
Okay. Roll a d6.
Okay. And
I think Sir Gwenton joins you at this point. Let's bring him back into the
rolled 6.
room.
So
it's weird. It sounds like it's an orchestra
coming from a small cabin.
And they're playing. I don't know whether they're playing "Sympathy for the Devil" by the Rolling Stones.
Nice.
And the vocal melody is on a single violin, Yeah. That's what's going on in there.
I said, Vincent, have you, I fear all is not as it should be.
No, sir, that's exactly what we are interested in. Discovering the things that aren't as they should be are the clues to what has gone awry.
So, something is awry with here.
Oh, very much so, sir. I do believe it.
I see. I could have sworn in the room just there's some soldiers I once commanded, and this was many years ago.
In the flesh, sir. They were actually. They were here.
This is the peculiar part.
And I look over his shoulder in that direction.
As if they were.
Hang on,
but
sir.
It was also. It was as if I was there. If you understand me, Fenton.
Oh, all right, sir. So hang on, sir. So this may be what illusory magic. Is that what you're saying? Was there an illusion?
Oh, I thought you were calling me a loser there. It's quite possibly, yes.
Or was it more of a ghostly kind of apparition, say?
I can't quite express it other than to say it felt like neither of them and both.
Okay, sir. Well, we must keep our wits about us, sir.
Indeed.
We must remember that there is foul play.
Indeed.
And that the forces of evil delight in dark magic.
Indeed. And we have fought and defeated the forces of evil for decades and decades and decades.
Now, the question would be, sir,
you're quite right.
These soldiers that you were conversing with, did they say anything that would be relevant to here rather than to, say, the days of yore?
Well, they told me to take care of myself, which of course is
good advice.
Yes, indeed. He seemed quite chipper. He was whistling. It was a dog. I don't quite see how any of this is. You weren't there, Fenton.
Anything, sir.
You weren't there, Fenton.
No, I was busy checking. I've actually found the room where the scuffle happened.
Good show, but if you could just stay within earshot, please.
Very well, sir.
Thank you.
Can I make some sort of roll on whether, like him saying that the apparition told him to take care of himself, I'm worried here that this is his own mind talking to him and not anything magical at all.
Does that feel like an insight or perception?
Can I go insight?
Sure.
Or even like medicine in a weird way.
Yeah, I'd say medicine because, like, if you're looking for insight,
it's less of a good stat for me, but I think it sort of makes sense. Yeah. 16.
If I base it off the kind of failed insight check from earlier, he's not sure, and he's confused, which is not to rule out magical interference. But his uncertainty makes you feel that perhaps, if there is a condition to get worse, it might be getting worse. Now, chip in, Nathan, if that feels unfair.
No, not at all. I'd possibly suggest that's kind of what you're looking for, which is why you went medicine rather than insight. I don't think this is perhaps the first time where I've been disorientated. I think maybe this is the extent of this moment is perhaps a little bit more pronounced, but
maybe this is why you took the cruise. You would hope that this might restore some of his
taking the sea air, really, aren't we?
Sir,
yes,
I would say, remember that we must guard ourselves not only from the wounds to our flesh, but also the ones to our minds. Okay? It is far harder to apply a bandage to our mental faculties than it is to a bust up elbow or a scratched knee.
You've certainly seen me write and patch me up a number of times over the years, so one more time, dear Fenton, if you will.
Right, sir, let's do it then. Okay.
What did you find? You mentioned you find where the...
I believe this room here, where I have marked the floorboard, is where there was some sort of scuffle with a gentleman last night. I found his card wedged into the floorboards here. Things were in disarray within, so I thought that the next best thing to do would be to interview one of the passengers that's room is adjacent there to.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Is there any telling which way you said it was drag marks or where the scuffle?
There was contents both within and without the cabin.
I see. Yes, well, lead on, Fenton. Lead on.
And I think I will knock on the door of where the music is coming out of.
You get to your second knock and the door swings open. And it's not a room. It appears to be a ballroom, theatre.
Ooh.
Concert orchestra's on the stage, a full band, like whatever, I don't know how many people play in a full orchestra, 30 people, 40 instruments, violins, the whole lot.
62.
Fantastic. And they're playing, as I said, Sympathy for the Devil. And in the time you've been talking, they finished it and started again. And this kind of like I said, it's a concert hall, like a kind of a Regency ballroom, perhaps, with the kind of guys about 30 feet from the entrance, and you step in and the door closes behind you, and you realize when the door closes behind you that there is mold on the door, and that mold is covering the edges of the walls. It's encroaching really fast, kind of on the floor, and it's
visibly fast.
Visibly fast. You can tell it's moving fast. It's almost like snaking out like ants across the floor, and it's threatening to engulf the whole room. And it's closest of all at the end of the room where the concert orchestra is, and they're kind of and it's almost like they're stuck like automatons. Or frozen in place because their eyes are looking like panicked, like from side to side, like this. But they're still just like feverishly playing the tune, like over and over again. And the more they play, the mold seems to be coming for them closer and closer. But in a matter of minutes, it will converge on you as well. And in the time you watch it, it kind of hits the timpani player and engulfs him, and he screams, and he dissolves in a slushy pile of black, and the door behind you is locked, and you are trapped here. Now make perception checks. Or I'll accept any skill to do with music if that exists.
Performance?
I will listen to a performance check if you would like to make it.
Oh my god. I rolled a 3.
My perception is 17.
17. With a perception of 17, you know that there's something off about this music. Not just the mold, not just their reaction to it, but musically speaking, there's a bum note in there. Someone is playing wrong, out of tune, out of key.
I'd like to take my little cornet that hangs around my neck that I use to announce Sir Gwenton.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to play like that kind of, like the whatever they call it when they're like called in the morning or the evening or whatever else it is. Taps. Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
And
Eggbound.
But I want it to be at complete odds.
Yes.
With their music,
Yes. Okay, great. Okay. So you don't need to make a performance check. What would that be? An unperformance check? So you play this tune that is completely discordant with the song they're playing, and the mole comes for you.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Fenton, I think we should leave. So I turn around and I see the door covered in mold.
Yeah.
And I would like to inhale deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to... And I'd like to breathe my flame all over the door and the mold and see if I can burn a way through.
You burn away the mold, but it comes back as quickly as it burns away.
Shithouse. Fenton, I draw my great sword. I died. Like, that's just instinctual now. Fenton, I don't know what to do.
I assess this situation and I cast Sanctuary on Sir Gwenton.
Okay.
Which will mean that anything that is choosing to attack him must make a wisdom saving throw to see if it then chooses to actually attack somebody else instead. So I cast Sanctuary on him as a bonus action, that is. So I think I can choose something else at the same time, and it's quite instinctive. And I think I'm going to sorry. It's 2 spells at once, so I shouldn't do that. It's all right. Then I'm going to just be really silent. And I think I'm going to so I cast Sanctuary on him because he's about to draw, I think he's drawing his sword, and I put my hand on him to be like, stop. And I lower the cornet. We're going to go full quiet place here. And I'm just going to be as quiet as I can and see if the mold changes. Its reaction of where it's moving.
Yeah, it is kind of slowly engulfing the whole room. But when you played the discordant note, it kind of spiked over for you. And when you go quiet, it kind of recedes a bit, and then kind of regroups a little and begins to make its way back around to the orchestra. So while it will engulf the whole room eventually, it is moving most quickly towards the orchestra. And you get the sense from your perception check that it is looking for that note. It's looking for that discordant bit. That's what it's after.
And then I think Nathan, which of us do you think has the better ear for music?
You can play a bugle.
Yeah, but in quite a military way. I didn't know if you as a noble would have enjoyed the finer side of music.
There is that.
I was going to ask that.
It's nice.
And I think I gesture for you to put your trumpet in.
I put my ear trumpet in and see if that aids me. Are we going to try and pick out this whoever's playing this note? Fenton, what do we do? What do I do?
There's a bum note. Someone's playing out of key. Can you spot which one it is?
Get me a little closer. Come on then. Ear trumpet in.
Be as quiet as you can, sir.
Indeed. We just slowly approach the orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
And as I do, I just try and tune into...
Okay.
To see if I can locate.
What skill would you like to use here?
I mean, it is perception, isn't it? Or performance, I suppose. It's perception.
Okay.
Thank you for your assistance.
I cast guidance on him as well.
I need that a little bit.
Roll with advantage and add your
thank you. I think the ear trumpet is a good enough thing.
Like
that's all right. It's all right. Oh, I rolled 2 16s. -1, so it's 15. Plus this.
Everything minus
is. It's not. It's just like a lot of my stuff is stacked for. It's not for cool investigatory.
Yeah.
I built a fighter. So anyway, I got a 17, which is pretty good. I think that's the ear trumpet. I think it's a +1 ear trumpet.
Yeah, it's the God. Let me think of my orchestral instruments. It's the there's a little flute player like in the middle row, and he's out. He's a little bit out of time. Like all of them, he looks frozen in place. But when you look closely, their eyes are really wide.
Soldier.
All their eyes are really wide, and they're all looking like they're kind of mannequins, but like they got real eyes, and they're like frozen, like looking from side to side, going like really panicked expression, but still playing, and like it's been hours. They've been playing the same song over and over and over, and he's just like, and you can tell he can't quite keep up with the others, and that's why he's like slightly discordant, slightly out of tune. And as you do another one, the mole takes another one. He takes the cello player, because he's like the female cello player is taken, and he's the one, which note it is. You like point at him, and he's like,
Benson, you're always such a help and assistance. The chap there, who was it? Flutist, what was it? I missed that.
He's playing a flute.
It was
florist. Is that the word?
Florist? There's a florist. Of course,
he's going on a bunch of daffodils. I mean, I don't know how he didn't notice sooner.
Can you do any of your abracadabras and help him?
Abracadabras.
Oi, florist, play bloody properly, dickhead. I don't know. I feel this feels like a puzzle, Colin.
Nice.
I mean, it's.
Do we kill him? Shall I kill him?
Yeah, stab him, kill him.
No, I don't want to kill a flutist who's really scared and playing badly. That's not nice. Fenton, I say. Looking up your spells.
Fenton walks. Very good, sir. I shall deal with him in the appropriate manner. And I think he walks straight over to the orchestra where the flautist is playing too slow.
Shit.
And I think he looks at him, and all the others who have stood there with their eyes going, and he says, I am sorry, sir, but you must take responsibility for the poorness of your playing. And he snatches the flute from him.
And when you do that, instantly the mold takes him. And there's a kind of a wet squelch. And the song finishes. The mold recedes from the door. You hear the click of the lock open. And you blink for a second, and the orchestra's gone. And
am I still holding a flute?
Room, and you're still holding a flute.
Nice.
What flute? Who was the flutist?
Does the flute glow in the dark?
Was it a halfling?
Who could say?
You just killed your own character who you killed. Like, we're always killing Kit.
For being a shit bard.
Fenton, are we okay? Are you all right? Boy, it's come. What?
Very, very good, sir. We have dealt with that perfectly. And I think I'd lead him back out of the cabin.
Well, actually, before you do that, I will let you find something in the cabin. You find a pair of overalls that you've kind of seen some of the engineers wearing as they've passed, kind of, not that Sir Gwenton would ever notice the staff, but Benton has noticed the engineers, the pair of overalls the engineers wear. You find a pair of those in the corner of the room when it returns to normal.
Do they have a name on or anything like any personalized features?
3-year-olds overalls.
Edgar.
I do kind of a legitimate pair of overalls.
And you saw that. You saw that.
Yes, sir. It was magic.
I didn't think it was very good at all, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You're lucky you didn't roll a 5 on the song table, so, just bear that in mind.
But remember, sir, before we step foot in a cabin, there is only a limited dimension that such a room can have. And we had stepped either into some sort of extraplanar space, or it was some sort of illusion.
See.
In any case...
There was a mage. It was the tower, oh God. We've experienced something not dissimilar. You remember the tower and the mage, and he was, I don't know what he was doing, something about blood or bones or something. He was a nuisance. And the tower, and we climbed the tower, and everything was, I don't know, you'd open a door and there was a forest, and you'd open another and it was your, the boarding school, and you'd open another and it was, your wet nurse, and it was like that. I mean, she wasn't really there. Like, Nanny wasn't really there, was she? The old Nana. A long time. It was like that, yes?
Exactly like that, sir. Yes, exactly.
The Tower of Doom, the Tower of Death, the Tower... I don't know.
I believe, sir, it was called the Tower of Song.
The Tower of Song? That's not scary at all. Are you sure? It's a better name, I suppose. That's less cliche. But,
yes.
It was a very long time ago, wasn't it?
Okay, I'm gonna say that you regroup in the. I'm gonna say that you regroup in the bar. You found the overalls. You found evidence that he was dragged off down the corridor. And again, I'll give you this in the interest of moving things quickly along. Towards the engine room, perhaps. Towards the engine deck. That's where that corridor ends that you see him. And we can find that. But you regroup back in the bar area and the socialists are there. And the guy you were talking to earlier says, well, what did you...
So towards a staircase that would go down. Just looking at the map. So it's like the engine level and then the next level up is the passenger deck. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So something going down. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And he says, well, what did you find? Did you find him?
Oh no, I do not believe we shall find him. Certainly not alive. But what we did, I did find this, and I show his card.
Yes.
I found that outside a cabin, down on the passenger deck. And inside the cabin were a number of his beautifully written pamphlets. His penmanship was unmistakable. And
he liked you. He gave you a good one.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. Handing out leaflets is a fairly thankless task, I should think. Now, there was evidence of some sort of scuffle, but I think what I am most interested in, gentlemen, is as people who have been on this ship for some time, it seems to be bedeviled with illusory magic.
Well, some of our number have reported strange dreams, visions, ghosts even. But what warship does not have ghosts, huh? But this Brother Maxim was stoic in the face of these things, but we thought we would get some solidarity from the engineers. They would let us search the engineering deck, but they would not let us in. They would not even speak to us. We railed and raved against them, gave them our best pamphlets. They were not interested in speaking to us.
Well,
we could not even break the door in. We could not get in.
Okay, well, I wonder, is one of these engineers a man by the name of Edgar?
They would not even give their names. They have names written, silly names, Edgar, Edmund, Edward. But they would not speak to us. They are, how you say, like a robot.
That makes everything a little bit more complicated.
You think this is where they took Maxim?
I do. And therefore, how long have you been on this ship?
Make an insight check. He says, 2 days. But he's lying. Not deliberately. He thinks it's been 2 days. He looks like it's been longer.
Let me ask you another question then. Where did you come aboard the ship?
We came aboard ship at King's whim. We go to
Of course you did.
Altwasser.
Of course you did. That's right. That's where we were 2 days ago, was it not?
Of course, right? Isn't it? And the barman comes by. Yo, dudes, shots.
Hey. Over here.
Dude, take 4.
They're all Sambucas.
Whoa! I didn't even know they did that.
Yes, they do. Anything will burn if you light it hard enough. Anyway, I'm just napping.
And I think I look over at my good friend and master setting fire to the shots. And I have a little thought that, yeah. And I come back to I say to the communist, I think you are making good progress. Do not be disheartened.
Okay.
But what is important in these situations
It's the struggle.
is the struggle. But also, as you said yourself, solidarity. So what I need from you is to assemble your party, to be building relationships as much as possible with the other passengers. You said yourself that the engineers, they were resistant, but not everybody here would be. And I have found in life that severity is not the means of persuading people to your cause. You must grease the wheels of change, as it were. Indulge in enjoyment. And then people will be more receptive to the things that it is you have to say.
I see why Maxim gave you good pamphlets. You are a smart man. And I'm gonna force this to a cliffhanger. I feel like So I'm gonna say you have a couple of drinks, get on surprisingly well with the communists, especially you, Sir Quentin. You're the life and soul of the Communist Party. And they, they take to you weirdly, in that weird way that like very posh and very odd people get on really well. And I don't know, maybe you pass out at the bar, maybe you go to bed, or maybe you just have a vision in the middle of this time or whatever. But you are both dreaming, and you're in the engine room. You dream you're in the engine room of the ship. And in front of you, thickly, membranously pulsating, is the ship's foul heart. Like a grotesque simulacrum of a real heart, it beats a rhythmically, luxuriously leaking, pustulous, unctuous bile. Arteries, valves, and tentacles writhe ponderously in the blackness, and you hear its voice in your mind, and it says, I have seen you die, all of you. Let me show you. And what follows is a montage of smash cuts, discordant and jagged, images of pain, vignettes of suffering, and then worst of all, deep-rooted, threaded in vein through every part of the world and through every person you've loved and hated, a moulderous miasma of decay and entropy and torpor. Imagine your world only dissolving into a black heap of sludge forever. The voice whispers again, from the spores of everlasting death, I will make a litter of your souls. And that's where we'll end our session.
I'm a bit scared. actually.
Nice.